Hi guys, I wanted to make this video on one of the what I usually call the hacks for chemistry. Um, this is almost like the basics for all types of chemistry, even if you're taking 104, if you're doing 111 organic chemistry, but this is one of the most important parts of the chemistry. That's called the moles. The formula that I use for the moles is mass over the MR. This MR is the molecular mass, and then this mass is the mass given in the question, right? It's going to be some mass given in grams. So suppose um, there's a question that says, well, a sample of um, a sample of compound, let's say element, let's say a sample of element G, just an assumed one, is 9.1 grams, and find its moles. Okay, so if I grab this, oops, I think so. I cannot drag it down. Okay, yeah. So if I use this formula, based on this, we have this, the mass, right? It's in grams, right? That means we need to find MR, the molecular formula. So we have the mass, that is good. Perfect. Now, for the molecular formula, the only way to find the molecular formula is to look at the periodic table. So suppose in the periodic table, this is the periodic table, and one of the blocks is G, where you have the small number that is 7 and a large number that is 14. So I told you the smaller number is going to be the proton number, and the larger number is going to be the molecular mass, the MR. So let's use our findings from the PR table and this the given value to find the moles. Oh, okay. So we have the small number that's proton number that is 7 and the bigger number that is a molecular mass that is 14. And so the mass is 9.1, and then the MR is gonna be it's gonna be 14. So our moles is gonna be 9.1 divided by 14. 0.65. This is our moles, right? That is just, I mean, if you're given the mass, this is the simplest way to calculate the moles. Okay, let's do another example. Suppose if they say, well, um, suppose, or let's say you are given uh, 3 grams of chlorine. Now find the mass of this um, chlorine atom. Okay, find the moles basically. Okay, so the MR from the PR table, which I remember, is 35.5. It's around 35.5. And so we're given the mass. So let's use our formula. Moles equal mass over the MR. So 3 over 35.5 equals 0.085 moles. So this is the moles. right? Hopefully this makes sense. So the next formula that I want you to learn is moles equal concentration times the volume. So for this question, you're gonna be you're either gonna be given the concentration and volume and be asked to find the moles, or you're gonna be given moles and concentration and be asked to find the volume. So let's say so for this question, I would say do consider the unit. So concentration is gonna be you could say mole. It depends upon the situation. So this is moles, right? This is a fixed unit, but volume could be centimeter cube, dm cube, or it could be meter cube, right? So suppose if the volume was meter cube, right? Then what's going to be the concentration unit? So if you isolate the C, it's going to be moles over volume, right? So concentration is going to be MOL, that's a unit for the moles, and then for the volume, meter cube. So our concentration is going to be mole per meter cube, right? Makes sense? Okay, now let's suppose we're given the question. Suppose a sample of um let's say um NaCl. The sample of NaCl is 35 centimeter cube with the concentration of um 0.05 centimeter mole per mole mole per cm cube. What are the moles? Now, this situation is just an imaginary situation. I don't know if it actually exists, but I just wanted to make up a question. So let's find the moles. Moles equal concentration times the volume. So we have the concentration that is 0.05 mole per cm cube, and then multiplied by um, 35 cm cube. So this cm cube cancels this cm cube. So we are left with 0.05 mole times 35, which is 5 times 35, 1.75. So these are the moles, right? Now, another formula that's pretty useful in chemistry is density, which is mass per unit volume. So if you're given mass, right, and then you're also given the volume, you could find the density, right? So for this question, let's just do something more complicated. Let's make a question. So uh, a fluid has a mass of 19 grams and the volume, okay, well, let's say we want to find the volume and the density is um um 0.5 grams per cm cube. Okay, now find the volume. Okay, so for this question, it might seem complicated, but it's really easy. I mean, just select the whole thing. Just select the whole thing And let's see what do we have to satisfy the equation. Okay, let me write down here. Um, so let's play some fill in the blank. So density should be here, and then mass should be here, and then volume should be there. Okay, do we have the density? Yes, we do. That's here, 0.5, right? Okay. Do we have the mass? Yes, we do. That's 19. Do we have the do we have the volume? No, we don't. We have to find the volume, right? Now let's solve this. 19 over 0.5, it gives us our volume, right? That's going to be mass, and this is going to be grams. Oh, it's just going to be grams, right? Mass is not a unit. Grams per cm cube, right? So grams cancel, and cm cube is 19.0.5 by cm cube, which in the correct terms, oh, let's not confuse it. Let's forget the units for now. Um, Let me write the units actually clearly. So 0.5, and then we have the yeah, it's grams per cm cube, right? Okay, and this is also grams. Okay, now grams cancel, right? And 0.5, and now we have to solve for v. So if we bring the v here, 0.5 goes down. So v equals 19, 19 over 0.5, and now cm cube is going to be up, and the volume is going to be 19 by 0.5 is going to be 38. And now what's going to be the unit for the volume? Of course, it's going to be cm cube, right? So this is how these are like the three most important units which we use in chemistry. I'll do the summary. So we have for moles, we have mass, which is in the from the question, and then we have the MR, which we get from the periodic table, and then we have another moles equation, that is concentration times the volume, which should be in the question, and then the last one is density, which is mass over volume. So if you can master these three formulas, chemistry, like basic chemistry, is going to be like really easy for you, and you will be successful doing all your exams, especially for chemistry 103. So hopefully this makes sense to you, and if you have any questions, I'll definitely respond to your emails.